Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is just kind of a quick spur of the moment video I decided to do. I was just watching a video a moment ago by uh, Propfe Musically Obsessed, I believe. And yeah, I mean, just like as soon as I finished watching his video, I hit stop and went and started digging in my collection to do my response to it because I just had so much fun watching his video and it just got me thinking about a lot of stuff. So I thought it was kind of a fun, I don't even know if it's not even a thread he was doing, it's just a video he put together. So kind of a give me 10. So I decided to jump on board and just kind of do a quick response. So simply put, it was, what was it called? Top 10 Rockin' hair metal songs. So it was just 10 songs from the hair metal time frame that were just, you consider to be just, hard, solid rockin' songs. And I think that's the key too, was to think about songs that were like rocking songs. So not necessarily my favorite songs from the 80s hair time period, because there's a number of these that would not make the top 10 in my favorite of all time. But when I just kind of went from the thought process of, songs that really just kind of exemplified that time period, that style of music, the energy that could come from that style of music, just kind of all of that stuff is what was kind of helped me narrow down these picks. So yeah, let's just kind of jump right into it. Oh, I should say too, since he, in his video he had some really great picks, and I tried not to duplicate things from his video. I think I only duplicated one thing, which I kind of had to. I had no choice. But he had picked some stuff like I think it was it Looks to Kill or Shot at the Devil by Motley Crue was one that he picked. So I mean, I just left out Motley Crue altogether because yeah, Looks to Kill, Shot at the Devil, Live Wire, Wild Side, I mean, Dr. Feelgood. I mean, there's Kickstart My Heart. I mean, you can make a whole 10 list of just Motley Crue. So I went ahead and left them off. He also picked a song that I would have normally picked, which was Tell Me by White Lion. I think a very, very overlooked track that is a great kind of hard rocking track from the 80s hair metal. And I think, again, I think that's one of those songs that does kind of get overlooked. But yeah, so no Crew, no White Lion. There was one or two other things. Oh, Rat, that was another one that he picked. Lay It Down, I think, was a song that he chose, and that would have certainly been one in my top 10 as well. Matter of fact, you guys have heard me say in the past that I think the guitar lick and intro to Lay It Down is one of the top 5 greatest guitar intros of any song ever. I mean, like, yeah, I know it's Rat, I know it's hair metal on that level, but I'm sorry, that lick and that intro is perfection. So I left out all Rat stuff too, because again, there's a number that you can go with there. So anyway, let me kind of jump into it. Since I did pull them out, I am going to start with 2 honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list, but I just want to show them since they're sitting right here anyway. And the first one would be the Bullet Boys. It's the song Smooth Up In You. I mean, love that. Great track. And I think the thing I like so much about that really gives it the energy that made me think about getting it for the list is it's very, it's has a slower beat to it, if you will, but it's a very anthem type of song, which I think is really, I don't know, just a fantastic song, but I definitely think it's a great hard rocking 80s hair metal type of song. The other second honorable mention that I wanted to show really quick here is Kingdom Come. And of course, it's the song Get It On. Again, very heavy, very punchy, very thick, very, kind of that establishing a riff. And the moment you hear 2 or 3 notes of it, you kind of know exactly what's coming at you. So again, when you talk about a song that just has good grit to it, it's kind of like this just really chugging, just consistent pounding, grooving type of rhythm to it. That's definitely one as well. So 2 honorable mentions, just wanted to show since I picked them out, but they didn't quite make the cut. So the first 7 here are just in random order, it's not counting down, but then I'll show you my actual top 3 at the end. But the first 7, just random order. So number 1, going with a Great White. and the song is Rock Me. And I spoke about that song a couple times in the past, and again, the thing that makes that song just kind of just such a great rocking song is, again, you're getting so many different elements of the things that make rock and roll music great. I mean, you get the smooth, mellow, bluesy intro with the harmonica and all that type of stuff, and we all know that rock music, I mean, it's rooted in the blues, and so bringing that element in there, then you have the build up, and you kind of have the explosion, if you will, that takes place. I mean, again, when you talk about just a great hard rocking '80s song, uh, just really just a great song from start to finish. I mean, that's one of those songs I think that always gets lumped into hair metal, so it doesn't quite get the respect that it deserves. But I mean, that is just a great piece of music right there. So that definitely makes my top 10. And here's one. It's kind of funny because I don't even have this filed in my hair metal section. I just keep it in my '80s section. But I think it really does kind of fall in line. Nelson. And this is After the Rain. And yeah, again, it's easy to make fun of them, the two blondies with the Yanni like hair and all the funny stuff from the '80s. But After the Rain is a killer track. I mean, it really is. They also had hits like Can't Live Without Your Love and Affection, which I can't stand to any degree. But yeah, After the Rain, that's a killer little track. I'm sorry, and it's a very rocking track, a very big kind of stadium type of track as well. Yeah, especially when you hear some of the different nuances as you go through the songs, and you hear some of like I don't know, just a lot of different elements to it that is a lot bigger than its appearance. So I think that's definitely one that makes the list. Kind of a give me, but then it's one that it's very hard to ignore. This is Poison, Open Up and Say Ah. And the song I'm going with off of here, of course, is Nothing But a Good Time. Again, not really a song I can listen to today much at all. I mean, if I do spin this album, that's kind of the last song I go to typically. But again, when I think about the context of rockin' hair metal songs, I mean, Nothing But a Good Time is almost the pinnacle of that. I always get that vision of, in the video right after CC does the guitar solo and he goes into just the main riff, and he's up there on top of the whatchamacallit, and they're on stage, and you have the pyro going off, and Brett's kind of like, raising his microphone stand up to the beat, and he's playing that riff, and then everything kicks back in, and it's just kind of like, you can't define a bigger moment of hair metal than that 20 or 30 seconds in that video. I mean, that is hair metal, and that's about as big as it gets right there, just in that image. So that song is definitely one that has to be on that list. And next, kind of pushing, well, I don't know, I'm not gonna say that. But next one I picked was Wasp. And the song that I'm going with off of here to go into the top 10 list there is I Want to Be Somebody. Again, I think that it's a fantastic song, tons of energy, the grit of the hair metal, as well as, again, a very anthem type of song when you get into the chorus and everything. So another fantastic one. I think that definitely makes that list. So I Want to Be Somebody by Wasp. Another great one, in Living Color, album Vivid, and this course of song is Cult of Personality. That song is vicious. I mean, it really is. And after all these years, it still has not lost its punch. It just has one of those infectious grooves, and from the moment the first, the initial riff kicks in, I mean, it just carries you all the way through. Amazing guitar solo. Love the energy coming right out of the guitar solo going into the last verse. I mean, that's song has punch, absolute punch. So that definitely makes my list. I mean, that actually came close to jumping into my top 3 right there. Next, going with Dawkins here. Again, another band that has a few songs that could potentially make that list, but I'm going with the song "Kiss of Death." And I think I've mentioned this song a couple times in some videos about best album openers, and the same thing here. That guitar riff kicks in, you know, side one, track one, and I mean that song just drags you right into this album before you even know it hit you, and just, you know, big. I don't even, airy is almost the word I'm looking for. I don't know. But yeah, talk about a song that just once the second it starts, from the first note, it rocks you to the last freaking second, never lets up. So that one definitely makes my list as well. All right, and this is the last one before my top three. And I'm gonna go with Winger. And this is from their 1993 or 1990 album. That's Heart of the Young, and the song I'm going with off of here is Can't Get Enough. A couple of songs you could pick off here. I mean, you know, Easy Come, Easy Go, Loosen Up. I mean, definitely some great tracks on here. But when you talk about, again, just you know, rocking type of hair metal, that's it right there with Can't Get Enough. Just a pounding groove that, again, just doesn't let up. So not a fast-paced song, but definitely a real punchy song that just kind of keeps hitting you from the first moment. All right, so my top three, and I'm not. I don't think I can put these. I think my number one is the number one. These next two I can't necessarily put in order. So let's say these are tied for second, if you will. But I'm going with a song off of the album Hurricane Eyes by Loudness, which was kind of an Asian metal group. I mean, they've been around for quite a while, so those of you that know them probably really know them. But it's the song, which is actually right there on the hype sticker, Rock and Roll Gypsy. And that song is, again when I think about, well, let's put it this way. Whenever I listen to that song, the one thing I'll always envision is being there in concert and seeing it live. It's such a big, like, stadium anthem type of song with just some amazing guitar playing, fantastic guitar riffs. I mean, the vocals and everything on it. Even though it's not a live recording, they kind of dubbed in like a few spots where there's some live reactions, so to speak. And it's just a fantastic song. And it's just really, again, one of the pinnacles to me of what made 80s hair metal great. So Rock and Roll Gypsy by Loudness is definitely in my top three. The runner-up here, and I'm not even sure if this counts as hair metal. That was one of the reasons why I was kind of iffy about it at first, why I ended up with some honorable mentions. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in hair metal. I don't know what you guys think about it, because I think I actually have them filed in just hard rock. But The Cult, and this is their album Love, and the song I'm picking off of here is She Sells Sanctuary. That freaking song is absolute perfection when it comes to you know, hard rocking song. I think it came out in '85, I believe. Yeah, and it's perfect. I mean, you get that rhythmic kind of pounding of some of, you know, like the hard rock type thing of the '80s. You also get kind of that big open guitar, bright guitar sound of like a Billy Idol or a Stray Cats. You know, they have the elements in there. So it's hard rock. It's, you know, it's hair metal. It's 80s pop. It's like all of those elements that come together to make an absolute perfect song. And there is no song I like hearing going down the highway, I think more so than She Sells Sanctuary. Just, oh, freaking awesome. So that's my number two. Again, if we can count that as hair metal. But number one, and this is the one that I had to steal from Chris. I think it was his number one, if I remember correctly. Or it was in his top three at least. But I couldn't deny it, so I had to use it again. and it just comes right off of the White Snake, again, which is Still of the Night. I mean, it just does not get any harder or big from a hair metal perspective. It doesn't get any bigger, harder, groovier, anthemy, anthemy. Yeah, I guess I can. Is that making up a word? um, yeah, I mean that is, I guess to me really that song is the pinnacle of hard rock meeting hair metal. It really is. So yeah, I mean that undeniably that's number one. So anyway, there you go, VC. Like I said again, a nice, just quick spur of the moment type of video I decided to do. I'll probably push stop here, and then 10 minutes later, wish there was 2 or 3 other albums I would have picked or thrown in there. But yeah, Chris, thanks for the video, man. It was a great video that you did. Glad I stumbled across it, and like I said, inspired me to jump up and do a quick response to it because I had so much fun watching yours. So as always, VC, let me know what you think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.